going to college taught me one thing. People is throwing it around. People are throwing their genitalia around.
Man.
Everybody's doing it.
And you know who's doing it a lot? White people.
Yeah, white people.
Get it
oh
down.
my God.
Oh my goodness.
White people be getting it on.
When I went to the summer program at Stanford, I was like learning about how they, even at high school, I'm like, you were sucking in your father's office in the house?
Girl, when I was in middle school, I went to a white middle school. The girls were doing anal so that way they wouldn't lose their virginity.
That's insane.
These white girls out here be doing
They
it.
be
Doing it.
Busting.
And it's just like, but that's my point. Like, everybody's doing it though.
Yeah.
I'm Nani.
And I'm Ant.
Join us on Law and Order as we unpack the hottest topics, trending lawsuits, and media buzz.
Take a listen as we cut through the noise to reveal fact and what's really going on.
Tune in for sharp insights and a fresh take on today's stories.
Follow us everywhere for your dose of lore. I know y'all like, where the hell have y'all been?
Are they still doing that?
What are they doing?
Oh my God, I don't think they still do it anymore.
We asked them questions.
That was short-lived.
Right, but no, we're back.
We're back.
We're back. I feel like it was really our birthdays.
It was.
And the rigmarole of all of that.
It was our birthdays. Trying to plan a birthday and having to do job, having to do work, having to do adult was like, podcast gotta wait.
When I tell you my birthday took me out because we went to New York.
Oh my God.
As soon as we got back, we did a bar crawl, Halloween bar crawl, the same day. We came back late because our train kept getting canceled. We came back that at like 1 a.m. that night. We did a bar crawl, Halloween bar crawl.
So the night you came back, you did a bar crawl?
No, it was, we came back at like 1 a.m. And then that is the next day. So that night, yes. And then it was your thing.
And my birthday, yeah.
And I was like, I'm going to make it to all of these things because I'm a community member and I like showing up for people.
My birthday.
But I was exhausted.
Yeah, my birthday took me out because it was all of the planning.
Yeah.
Like, the amount of times I was at Iverson Mall is insane. I don't think anybody should be at Iverson Mall that many times, like, within a week. The T-shirts that I got for everybody, I got everybody these T-shirts that said I
should have worn mine.
Oh, yeah.
Because I washed it and it came out. It's fine.
Really? It looks good? Okay, great. Because that's what I was
no peeling, nothing.
That's what I was worried about. Because I was going to have my neighbor do it, but I was like, I think they're going to peel if she does it. So I went to Iverson Mall. Yeah. So I had to get these shirts done. And the man, he does them like on the spot. But there were people in front of me. So the first time I went for the girl shirts, I like dropped them off. And that was like maybe like a week and a half before my actual birthday. So I did that one weekend. But then 2 days before my birthday, the boy shirts came. So I had to go to Iverson Mall in the middle of actually on my actual birthday. Damn. And my family had flew in from Florida as well to surprise me. So it was just a lot on my actual birthday, which was a Wednesday. It was just a lot. I was at Iverson Mall for hours, and then I had to do the same thing on Saturday as well. I had to like wake up at 8 o'clock on Saturday and go all the way to Waldorf, and I was in Waldorf until like 2 p.m. So by my birthday, like because we went roller skating and we did Korean barbecue.
I thought it was good. We gotta go back.
Yes. Oh
that
my
meat,
gosh.
that spicy meat.
It was so good. And I tried to go to another Korean barbecue spot and get the same thing. And I was like, this is why that place was so expensive.
You got to do it with the steamed egg.
Oh my. And they didn't have steamed egg.
I hate that.
Anyway, hold on. Let me finish first.
Yes.
And then, but pretty much, I mean, after the Korean barbecue, I was done. Because we then went to Metro Bar. Yeah. And I took like 3-4 shots, but I was so tired that like I was more tired than I was drunk. So by the time we went to the karaoke place, my feet hurt. I'm tired and I'm drunk. I was
You looked fabulous.
Thank you.
You looked great.
Thank you. That's all I really cared about. That's all I really cared about.
It was a good time. Yeah. And for those of you who are new or whatever, or you just don't know, our birthdays are a day apart.
24 hours.
Yeah, I mean, really 4 years.
What time were you born?
I believe like 4:30 something a.m.
I was born at 10:31.
Wow, I love that. My Lion's sister's son was born on 4th of July. He was born at 7-Eleven.
Oh,
yeah. I can remember that.
Yeah,
I can remember that.
But yeah, it was. I think I had a good 25th birthday.
Yeah,
which is what I was really concerned about because I wasn't really gonna plan anything at first.
Yeah,
and I don't think I'm ever planning anything again until I turn 30.
It'd be like that. It'd be like that.
Because that was the main reason I was tired. Because it was that final like, woosah.
Yes.
Like once I gave everybody their gift boxes.
It's like good.
I could have went home.
Leave me alone. That's how I felt about the bachelorette trip. The next time I'll plan something will be my 30th birthday. I will be having a huge Halloween party. Like I'm gonna put on the flyer, like don't come if you're not wearing a costume. Like costumes are mandatory, and I don't want I think we talked about this. I don't want was it you? I don't want any
Party City costume.
Or even just like lazy costumes, like you're wearing
Sexy
a jersey or like sexy nurse, that's fine. But it's like, oh, I'm just in a white shirt and jeans. This is my costume. Like, you know? So yeah, that's the next time I'll do something like that. But Hamilton was great. I was sitting there and I was like, I'm really here right now. Like, this is everything I ever wanted. Like, I'm watching Hamilton right now with the cast. X and I also watched the Disney Plus version last weekend. We like got snacks and stuff and went into the second room and watched it because we're like, we need to be in this room more. Like, we need to sit in this room. And essentially all my living room stuff is in there. So it's like a living room in the second room.
Oh, you guys moved everything from the living room into the second room?
No, my living room from when I lived by myself. Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Yes. So let's get back into this lore and order of it all. Actually, before we do that, we do have an announcement.
Oh yeah, we do have an announcement. Guys, this will be our last episode.
Forever! I'm just kidding.
Yeah. This is going to be our last episode until January.
Yes. We're taking a break for the holiday season.
As you can tell, we are not on like a super strict schedule. When things come up, we're like, okay, reschedule.
We're flexible.
Yeah, and because the holiday season, like the next weekend that we're supposed to film is Thanksgiving week. It's that weekend of Thanksgiving, and I'm supposed to be going to North Carolina. Oh, okay. So like,
it's gonna be
things are gonna be constantly coming up, and I feel like this is a good season 1. This is a good number to stop on for season 1.
What episode is this? 13?
No, this is like we might be going on 15, 16.
Oh.
Yeah, we up there.
Period. We really been doing
even though we've taken some breaks.
Yeah,
we've been consistent.
We have been consistent,
right? And we're coming back.
And it's the thing, all this started over a Finsta post.
Yes, I was on Finsta and I was dumb bored. Like I was so bored, so unemployed. I was so unemployed. And I was like, I need to do a podcast or something because I was like, I practically got my degree in having a podcast.
Yeah.
So and then Ant was like, okay, I have a podcast room.
Yeah. Right. Okay, so first things first.
First on the docket.
It's like people have been putting a bat signal up and whenever some drama happens and they're like, where is she? Where is she? Where is she? We need her. We need her to cover this topic. And she may be coming back. Wendy Williams. So TMZ reported that they have sources that say Wendy Williams does not have the medical condition that a judge used to justify keeping her on a very highly restrictive guardianship for more than 3 years, according to a top neurologist. I'm kind of confused about that a little bit, though, because it's like, is it y'all neurologists? Who's not? Whatever. This is their
probably.
Sources.
So my guess is that Wendy is the source saying the doctor, the neurologist is saying, oh, I don't have it anymore. Okay.
And so apparently, according to the neurologist, frontotemporal dementia isn't something that you can, it has a cure or you get better from. It only gets worse. And so they're saying that Wendy's legal team is going to file documents with the court in the next 2 weeks to essentially probably try to get a new hearing to terminate the guardianship, where they're going to ask the judge to terminate the guardianship. And a lawyer, Joe Tacopina. That sounds crazy. No offense. Anyway, will then demand a jury trial. If the judge isn't rocking with it and isn't trying to terminate the guardianship, then that lawyer is going to demand a jury trial and ask the jurors to free Wendy. I think this is interesting because I wonder why the judge would deny it if there's such irrefutable proof that she doesn't have that diagnosis was mistaken and that it's the wrong condition, why the judge would fight back on it. But apparently, like, her guardianship is just like hella restrictive. The person who is her guardian controls like who she talks to, where she goes, and stuff like that, which is why I'm confused how she was able to, like, if she is able to, like, contact the neurologist, talk, if she is the source, talk to TMZ. Yeah, because I feel like wouldn't, like, the guardian could make all of that, like, really, 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 really
so
hard.
From what I understand about her guardianship is that she is under guardianship by somebody that's not even her family.
Yeah.
And her family has been in constant contact with her, even though, like, the guardian has made it hard, but she still is in contact. Like, she has a cell phone. Like, she can still talk to them even if she isn't able to see them.
Her Wendy Williams guardian his name is Sabrina Morrissey. I don't know what's up with these last names today, but someone can't just come in and be like, oh, I want to be this person guardian, and they have to do it. They honestly would prefer it to be family, but Sabrina is a court appointed legal guardian. So the court is who put her in charge.
She's a guardianship lawyer, so she is, like, from the courts.
Yes. Okay, so here's what happens. There it could be two ways. There are, if you live in a kind of facility or something like that, or say that the hospital finds you off the street or whatever, they can set up a hearing for temporary guardianship or something like that. So the entity itself that you're under, that can be an option. But there's also a list of people who are guardians or conservators, and the what's it called? The court keeps that list of people, because that's what we would have to do. Like, we will reach out sometimes if there wasn't a guardian or conservator, we will reach out to a guardian or conservator to see if they can be in the case, like, have them know the information and stuff like that.
I think even if the judge finds that Wendy still needs to be under a conservatorship, they need to redefine her conservatorship, because it was requested by Wells Fargo, and then the court then granted, somebody to be pretty much in charge of her. And that's like, her life completely fell out of her own hands so quick. And it's like, she doesn't have family or anything. Like, her family isn't in charge. Like, the fact that Wells Fargo was able to
that's not unheard of. That's kind of what I was talking about before with the
I don't think it should be a
hospitals
thing.
And stuff.
Yeah.
But it's like it kind of makes sense on the financial aspect of, like, hey, we're reporting to the court that something seems off about how she's taking money out and what she's doing and stuff like that. Of course, it's a slippery slope if they are, bad actors. But I feel like I do understand where it's like, the banks kind of, I don't know if they have that duty though.
But that's what I'm saying.
Have a duty?
I feel like Wells Fargo shouldn't go to the court and file a type of, like, guardianship, or it shouldn't be.
That's the only thing they could do.
But they could. I'm saying there should be some type of protocol where it goes through. If it's a really concern about her health, then it should go through some type of social services first. Because the first thing that I would, well, I'm not a bank and I'm not even really that good with money, but I would think, like, cut off her card and let banks know that she is a risk financially. Like, she is a
so the bank let other banks know?
Yeah, like, because, I mean, it's the same thing with your credit. Like, if you have credit, then every credit card company knows, oh, this person isn't good with credit. This person is irresponsible with their money. There should be some type of something that a bank can say to other banks, like, this person has been spending outlandishly. It's very, like, dangerous. We have contacted, like, social services, and then maybe, like, some type of elderly social services steps in before you take it to the court.
So kind of like how when someone who has a mental illness is having an episode, how they want you to call, like, a community service before you go to the police and stuff like that.
Because
I get that, but
like,
then it's also like a lot of those things are like community ran, and it's like there's the bank has the duty to like protect the information and prevent fraud and all that other stuff. So I get why it's taken, like when it comes to money wise, taken to that kind of like legal route. Because it's like, what really, even just think about like her family, like, you know, she's at Wells Fargo, she is their client, she's their customer. So it's like, unless you have what's it called, a beneficiary, or maybe like someone like contact this person if things aren't going that great. But yeah, it's a tricky subject, especially when it comes to money, because you don't know how people about to act. But I would say I could just see how it happened. Because they're like, wait, something's going on. What's up? And the court look into it, and the court has to look. They're going to look at the family. You know, I remember it was this one case where this is actually being like they're trying to bring it on appeal or something like that. But this guy died in the hospital during COVID. And there's like a recording or something that the wife did about the doctor saying like they're not gonna. They're making an argument that the doctors didn't give him like the full care because he had disabilities. And they're like, oh, it's no point in treating him anyway, which is awful. You shouldn't do. And so they started to look into, like, the wife was saying this, but the wife wasn't his guardian. And so the wife or like the kids or the aunt and uncle, like the court decided because of issues that they had that they would use a court appointed guardian. So the court is supposed to look at the family, and there's probably a reason that they didn't choose
I know that like her son or whatever also has like financial issues, or he was like taking some of the money as well. But I mean, like,
so yeah, they're definitely not gonna give him money.
Yeah, I feel like taking it to the court sometimes takes it out of that person's hand. Yeah, but then
that's completely true.
But then also you said like they look at the family. I think it's also worth talking about the fact around the time that she's going into this guardianship, she's going through a divorce, and she also is a former like drug addict. So like this bitch really could have just like lost her mind for a second and was spending outlandishly, and also because of whatever drug issues she had in the past is affecting her current cognitive ability. Like I think it's a lot that goes into it rather than just like, oh, she's just, you know, she just has dementia. I think this bitch really could have just lost her mind.
And that's why people want to keep the courts out of things. Like think about like child support and stuff like that. People be trying to do every which way to work that shit out, and like going to the court is always seen as like a last resort, because you don't want like, because once they say it, whatever it said goes, which is that also when it comes to like people who are suffering from mental illness, they're like, okay, once the court, the authorities or whatever, once they have this information, it is out of our hands. And that's very true, which is why it may have taken, like, it could have been people in her family that already noticed maybe a decline, and it took the bank to be like, hey, while they may have been trying to handle it. So yeah, I could definitely, like, it's like court isn't just the what's it called?
Fix all.
End all be all. Yeah, to every issue. And it actually can make your life as just like a regular civilian worse. Because now you gotta show up places and you gotta do certain stuff.
And like everybody's talking around you, nobody's talking to you.
Which is especially when it comes to guardian conservatorships, goes to show how like you can really be stripped of your like independence, because they say that you're incapacitated. So yeah. Next up.
Next.
Ugh. Y'all know how I feel.
Oh
anyway,
my gosh.
The court, a California court on Wednesday has denied rapper Daystar. That's his real name, right? His real name is Daystar.
I couldn't tell you that, man.
Tory Lanez appeal on his conviction in the Megan Thee Stallion shooting. So he appealed the guilty verdict on the charges that he fired a gun at Megan Thee Stallion. This took place in the California 2nd District Court of Appeal. They issued a ruling saying that they affirm their conviction, which is basically them saying, no.
I stand on that shit.
it's because it's a different court. They're kind of like, no, they were right. Like they stand on that shit. They did that shit right.
Wait, can I ask a question?
Yes.
First, who was the first court that it went through?
So the first, in December 2022, that case was handled by you said Los Angeles County.
Los Angeles County Superior Court.
Yes.
California State Court.
So essentially how appealing works, there's the lower level court that you have your initial trial or whatever. If you're going to appeal anything, it doesn't then go back to that same court. It goes to an appeals court. Mm-hmm. And depending on what you did, there are like state, like federal courts, stuff like that, whatever. But just to keep it surface level, there's the lower court, there's the appeals court. And if you were trying to appeal it again, you would be trying to get it to the Supreme Court. Like it wouldn't just go to another appeals court.
Could you imagine them having to deal with that shit?
But the thing is, the Supreme Court is not likely that they get so many cases pushed at them. They're not looking at all cases. Honestly, a lot of times people don't want certain cases to reach the Supreme Court because they're like, okay, we don't even want y'all to touch this because if you set this ruling, it's going to set bad precedent, like and bad rules, like forever.
Yeah. And we can't just be out here shooting women.
It is funny because that Meg with the bob, the lawyer girl, woman. Lady bitch. She has a website where she like, it was super in the weeds of analyzing the court case. It's actually really good. Like I was looking at it to prepare for this, but I'm like reading it and I'm like, I can't tell y'all any of this. Y'all aren't going to understand any of this. So it's no point. But one thing when I was scrolling through, it did show was like the judges, them responding to all of, to his appeal. And it just, like they went through every line. They were talking about the Tory's response, like in the media and stuff like that. And it just goes to show like what happens at the lower courts, important. What happens at the appeal court, important. What happens at the Supreme Court, even very, very important. What happens at the court of public opinion? They don't give a damn.
Yeah.
They said that man is guilty.
Well, he got what? Like, he's been in jail for what? Already 3?
August 8th, 2023 is when he was sentenced to 10 years.
So he's already been there for 2 years. He'll be fine.
Unfortunately. But one thing, I feel like people bring him up. People bring Meg up. People hate Meg. They hate a bad bitch who is...
They hate a bad bitch.
They hate a bad bitch.
They
that's
hate a bad
honestly,
bitch.
Period. We end the show there.
They hate a bad
bitch. If there is anything that you should learn from my life, is that they hate a bad bitch.
They hate a bad bitch.
Who especially doesn't conform to like...
societal standards.
Especially when it comes to like sexuality. Because there was this video I saw where they're like... You know, a lot of the rap girlies and stuff like to teeter on the line between like sexually liberated, but also like
I'm getting married.
Yeah, I'm getting married, but I'm like, oh no, I'm not a whore. Like they're like, oh yeah, I could do all this other stuff, but only to you, and I've only done this to you, and I've only have a body count of 1.
Yeah,
and that's it. But Meg is like, I like to
be fucking,
and I love it. I remember one time she was like, do y'all not listen to the music? I told y'all I like doing this, and I'm like, that is so real because. Somebody was like, Meg is the only person, because like there's this whole like people wanting to be modest and the whole trad wife thing, and they're like, Meg is the only person fighting against this because she's she's open about it.
I think going to college taught me one thing. People is throwing it around. People are throwing their genitalias around.
Man,
everybody's doing it.
And you know who's doing it a lot? White people.
Yeah, white people.
Getting
down.
Oh my goodness.
White people be getting it on.
When I went to the summer program at Stanford, I was like learning about how they, even at high school, I'm like, you were sucking in your father's office in the house?
Girl, when I was in middle school, I went to a white middle school. The girls were doing anal so that way they wouldn't lose their virginity.
That's insane.
white these white girls out here be doing
They
it.
be
They
busting
be doing it.
Busting,
And it's just like, but that's my point. Like, everybody's doing it though.
Yeah.
But like, black women specifically get labeled as hypersexual, but it's like, no.
The real hypersexual ones.
It's just like everybody's doing it.
Everybody's
doing it. And like, we try to keep this whole look of like modesty, or it's just like, people just feel like as long as I don't tell you that I'm doing
that
it
didn't happen.
That it didn't happen.
And it's crazy,
but you're
like,
still popping that little thing.
When I feel like I'm very open with everything, like with myself. So I'm expecting people to be that same way. And so it'll be someone I've known for a long time. I'm finding out stuff they did. I'm like, oh, why weren't you like upfront, like honest with this? Like, why is this, like quote unquote secret?
But I've definitely had friends who were like, no, I only have like 2-3 bodies. No, I don't shrunk. And I was like, shit.
It's like, hey.
I was in college at the time, and I was fully just trying to like get to know this girl, and I'm just like, you are being such a little square, and I know you're lying because I just called you and you was just laid up in some dude bed.
Period.
And I'm just like, I know you're lying. Just because you don't say it's happening doesn't mean that it's not happening. Everybody's doing it. And
for me, that part of a connection, using the Love Island language, that part of anything is so important to me that if I did that and it was trash, you're not getting a second chance.
Yeah.
Like, it's so, like, people be people be like, oh, do you think you could be in like, is sex that important in a relationship? Yes. I remember I told this dude, I was like, oh, how does it feel? You're never gonna see me again. And he thought I was joking. He thought I was joking. My goodness.
I've always been very upfront. Like, I have a boyfriend now, but like, anytime I ever had like any other partner, I've been very upfront. Like, you get one chance. Yeah. You get one chance to like prove it. And honestly, you really get 15 minutes. Yeah. You do not get all the time in the world to get to the point.
It's like, oh, this is it.
Like, you gotta get to the point.
It don't matter how much I like you.
I get bored. ADHD kick in, and it's time to
I'm over here thinking about flowers.
I'm thinking about that little thing in the corner right there.
Yeah, I'm like, how long the light? Who invited the light bulb? Was that Isaac Newton and the shape of it and the fluorescence? Like,
see, you got 15 minutes before that ADHD.
Do you know you have 30 minutes? 30.
I've always been upfront. Like, you gotta get to the point.
That's why when people are like, they're like trapped in these like relationships that are like loveless and. The sex not even good. It's like
people that are trapped in relationships where they're like, my husband doesn't even make me. You knew that when you married him.
Exactly.
You knew that when you married him.
Why did you do that?
You still marry him.
Why did you do that?
That's your big grown fault.
But I also hate people that hate is a strong word. That may I stick by it. That don't have any sexual discipline. Like, if you stay with somebody who's treating you terribly and you come up to me at our big age talking about, but it's just so good, I should smack you in the face. Yeah. That's all it takes. Yeah. That's all it takes. That's or people really who like, especially, men with no dick discipline, it just, like, it disgusts me. Yeah. It's like, really? Like,
all I can see is STDs.
Yeah. And like, STDs.
But we were just talking about how, like, hoes have more fun. Hoes when women are hoes, it's a lot more whimsical. They get gifts and nice little treats here and there. But when men are whores, they are ruining people's lives.
Yeah, they are.
They're like ruining women's
They're selling
lives.
Dreams.
I mean, like, you fully have women that take advantage of like good men. Yeah, good men. But like, when men are actively hosts, they are just ruining everybody. They're ruining the hoes' lives. They're ruining the good women's lives. Like, they're just ruining everybody's lives.
And it's like, there is a way to be an ethical hoe.
There absolutely is.
But they don't want to do that.
Absolutely. Be honest and be upfront. Like, when you know a girl is a hoe, like, you know a girl is a hoe. Like, women, like, you can tell, like, maybe from the Instagram, the way she take her pictures, but men, they fool you. They really try to present themselves as, like, good men. They want to lie to get it.
Girl, there was this tweet. It said, the strict dudes, don't you know that they're like, they got this together, they got this, they got this, they got this. It only be one flaw. And someone was, the flaw is hypersexuality.
And they're Nigerian. And they ain't but, like, 5'9". And I that sounds very personal and very direct, but I swear
It
to God,
does.
it's not.
It
I
does.
swear to God, it's not. Y'all, I went to school in Baltimore.
She did.
I know every single 5'9" real strict regimented Nigerian man is a
Sexy
whore. Is a, as a matter of fact. So the summer going into college, it was like 2 weeks before we all got on campus. This dude went viral because he snuck in Tiana Trump to the campus. And he went viral. The video went everywhere. Morgan had to shut down everything, their website, because she snuck into the off-campus housing. Which the
Oh, she went there?
No, but I think she like lives in Baltimore, maybe.
Oh, okay.
But she snuck into like the off-campus housing to get to this dude. And
She snuck in.
She snuck into the off-campus housing to get to this dude. And he's a porn star now, but he is a 5'8" Nigerian. He was a backup for the baby's music video.
Interesting.
And that's also, I think, for a couple right before he got canceled. But that's also what let me know that people really be out here doing it, because I was like, why would he get a porn star to play his double? But I'm like, all these men in music videos that are playing like vixens and stuff like that are probably porn stars. Like people
that
be doing
Tubi
it.
Love Cabin. I saw
Porn
the
stars.
first episode.
Porn stars.
Yeah.
Yep. People be doing it.
Yeah. But imagine you have so little discipline that you end up being sued for $1.25 million and you lose because you couldn't keep it in your pants.
You couldn't keep it in your
Talking
pants.
about the Brenay Kennard, what was the other girl's name?
Akira.
Anyway, so there's an influencer whose name is Brenay Kennard. I believe I'm pronouncing that right. With over 3 million followers on TikTok. In 2024, she was sued for a number of things, one of them being alienation of affection. This civil lawsuit took place in North Carolina. So alienation of affection is a legal claim that allows a person to sue a third party. So she's not suing her husband, ex-husband, she's suing Brenay. It allows you to sue a third party for intentionally interfering with a marriage, and it then resulting in loss of love and companionship from their spouse. So this claim, if you're unfamiliar with it, you're like, oh, I never heard of that before. That's because it's only recognized in a small number of U.S. states, namely being North Carolina, Hawaii, Illinois, Mississippi, New Mexico, South Dakota, and Utah. Not surprised about the Utah one. Got to be honest about that.
Of course not.
So to win a case on alienation of affection, you have to prove that there was a loving marriage, that the third party's wrongful conduct caused the affection to be alienated, and that the plaintiff suffered damages.
You have to prove all three of those.
Yes.
Or one or the other. All three?
No, all three. Okay. Yes. So there have been attempts to repeal the law because a lot of people say it's rooted in misogyny and that it originated during a time when men still considered women property in like in the 1850s. So the recent case with Brenay, essentially what happened, there's a whole bunch of people explaining it on TikTok and stuff like that. Yeah. So if y'all want to get into the really nitty-gritty details of the case of what happened, it's crazy, but we're just going to stick to like the baseline of kind of like the case. So originally Brenay was being sued for cyberstalking, and then the alienation of affection was a separate lawsuit that brought all of that stuff into the spotlight, because that's really what people have been covering. So it was the same woman who sued her for both things. There weren't two different lawsuits brought up by two different parties. So she was sued for having an affair with Akira Montague, which I think it's so funny that her last name is Montague. Yeah. Like, what is this? Shakespeare. And
I feel like our audience should get that. Okay.
They knew.
Yeah.
They got it. And her husband's name is Timothy Montague. Honestly, they need to do some research because why are you black with that last name?
Yeah.
I need to know that.
I mean, they are in North Carolina. I feel like anybody in the South is still connected to their roots.
Yeah.
I know what.
But Shakespeare was, what was it? Was that in America? Shakespeare wasn't in America.
Girl, no.
Yeah, right. I knew that. Yeah, like
It's actually like really,
because it was
really
kings and gestures and shit. Anyway,
Yeah.
so the trial was 6 days. Akira Montague's attorney presented more than 700 pages of evidence. The civil complaint alleged that the four, which is the Brenay, her husband, Akira, and her husband, that they spent a lot of time together. They hung out. They posted content together. That Brenay was posting like photos and videos on social media of all of them and both couples. Reminder, she has 3 million followers, and she was also like online posting like about the affair and kind of like putting it in her face, like, oh, with her man and all that other stuff, which is crazy. But yeah, so during the trial, they were able to prove that the original couple, the Montagues, had a loving relationship. They took trips together. They spent a lot of time together. They still make sure that they held themselves out as husband and wife. And also they showed text messages between them showing like, yeah, they did have a happy marriage. And so Montague, her attorney's argument was that Brenay flaunted the relationship she had with a married man, and it went viral, and the client was humiliated as a result of that. Like you're showing off an affair to 3 million or even more, because you know it'll reach outside of your followers, 3 million people. And I just think this is a lesson that should warn people about posting everything on social media, because that is actually insane. And what I meant to say earlier about, well, with any of these cases, not every case sets bad precedent. In order for a case to set precedent in general, it has to be published. So there are a lot of unpublished cases out there. And when a case is unpublished, that essentially means like if I'm working on a case, I can't cite to an unpublished case for a point that I'm trying to make. So this case wouldn't like go beyond like the structure of the case itself. But yeah, so the Durham County jury awarded Akira Montague $1.5 million for alienation of affection and $250,000 for criminal conversation.
And that lady said, I don't know how she go get the money.
How will she?
If you don't have the money, what happens? Like, do they start putting like liens on your property or something like that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
They start taking from you.
Yeah.
And honestly, I wonder how much money she does have, because having 3 million followers, she
got some bank.
She got some
bank.
money.
Yeah,
she got some money. I don't know.
She got some money on.
But you know, some people, that girl who would talk slow and have the blue eyes, blue contacts and stuff like that. Apparently, she wasn't monetized. So this is also assuming that Brenay is still monetized.
But them wig deals, don't she be making money off them wig deals? Don't she?
Yeah, yeah, that's a good point too.
Okay, here's how I feel about the case. I was saving my thoughts.
Yes.
I didn't tell Ant this at all. I feel like she could have won the case. Brenay could have won had she framed it from a different perspective. Because I had not heard, I had seen this lady on TikTok before, but I never watched her content. I think had she framed it in a better way, she could have won. Because I did not know that Tim and Brenay were together in high school. They are each other's first love. And I remember I heard somebody make this comment like years ago. And I've thought about it differently ever since. But, you know, people have a really strong reaction to Prince Charles and his current wife, I can't even remember the lady's name, but she's now the sitting queen. But Diana, right? People love Diana because she was done wrong by the king. He got married to this other lady who isn't as attractive, who isn't as like fabulous or whatever. But somebody said if it was written from their perspective, it would be a beautiful love story, because that's what The Notebook is about. You know, like The Notebook is, you know, this two people from two different social economic classes, but because of her parents, she ends up with this other person, but she then ends up reconnecting with this other man, and they, you know, spend the rest of their lives with each other. Tim and Brenay are first loves. Like, they were together in high school, and through this messy little, I don't know, small town drama, he ended up marrying somebody else, but then connects back with his first love. If we're talking about the fact that Akira needs to prove that she was in a loving marriage, that the third party was wrongful conduct, you know, and then that the plaintiff was damaged, I think that maybe she could have gotten on the third party's wrongful conduct caused the affection to be alienated, because these are two people who had already been together, who have already had some established relationship in the past before. Was the conduct that wrong, or was it just like they just love each other and they've always been in each other's lives? Because Tim also used to date her sister. So they've always been around each other. So I'm just like, when you're just meant to be with somebody, maybe you just meant to be with somebody. And it's unfortunate that, you know, the person that he was maybe meant to be with is not his wife, or not his current wife.
So I think the reason why that narrative like still wouldn't work is because it's not like the law isn't reliant on the details, such as if it's a like random person who came in home wrecked, or a lover or whatever, because that doesn't inherently mean that that they didn't have a loving marriage. Like, oh, just because you had somebody out there that you made love, that doesn't mean like there wasn't love in their marriage. But also the wrongful conduct was the cheating. Like, it was the cheating.
So cheating is wrongful. Yeah, that's the wrongful conduct.
Yeah, it's like their affair.
Yeah, okay.
Their affair is what ruined things, and she suffered damages. I think this case would have went nowhere if they were just people who kept in contact with each other, if they were like still in love with each other and that kind of thing, and they never slept together, she never posted it, then we wouldn't have a case.
But I think what I'm getting caught up on is like, okay, the wrongful conduct caused the affection to be alienated. But this is all, Akira's the same, like, invited her into their home and knew things was going on. And I don't want to say I don't want to victim blame, but like, once you know something is going on, do you keep letting it happen, or do you at all provide any intervention so that way all the blame can be on this person, so that way you can say, I did my part? But if you just like letting this woman come into your house and sleep with your husband,
but that's not one of the defenses, just because it's not about what you don't have to prove yourself, like what you did, or they can't prove, or one of the defenses isn't, oh, well, you let it happen. No, it's you still did this. Like, y'all were sleeping together, y'all were sneaking around, y'all were doing whatever.
But is it cheating and sneaking around if Akira knows?
So that's a separate question outside of the case.
Yeah. But that's what I'm saying. Like, if the wrongful conduct is cheating and sneaking around, but she knew, then is it cheating and sneaking around?
But that part's not important to the case.
It should be. Because, like, from what I heard, like, come on now, this woman walking around in your boyfriend, your husband's ex is walking around your house.
She's tripping. She's tripping. But for the case,
she ain't tripping. She knew.
That's not a defense. Hold on, let me see.
And how?
Because it's like you're still doing the action. Like, this court case is about Brenay. It's not about Montague. So a defense to that can't be. So the defenses would be potential defenses could be lack of causation, if they were to argue that it wasn't her actions, it wasn't their affair that alienated the husband's affection from the wife, that would be a defense. So evidence of like prior marital problems or like, if you're arguing that you didn't have like malicious intent, I guess that's interesting. It didn't say intent in there, but plaintiffs consent or forgiveness. So it says if you present evidence that the plaintiff's spouse was aware of and consented to the conduct or had already forgiven the conduct.
See,
so,
aware of.
Yeah,
that's
but,
what I mean.
But it's aware of and consented. So it's not just aware of. Like, you have to be like, yeah, I'm fine with this. This is good. Y'all do y'all. Love this. You have my consent to this affair.
Okay, but wait, you said one more thing that they had to prove before the consent. What else did you say?
Huh?
Before consent, you said something else. Said they had to prove.
Lack of causation. Like you were already having issues. Like it's like, this affair isn't the main reason why the affection was alienated. It was something else. We've been having problems.
No. What I was talking about, what I meant was intent. Like, because Tim was.
But that's not. Oh, that was under lack of causation. But it was like maybe argue that you didn't have malicious intent. But that probably wouldn't save you anyway.
She definitely had malicious intent. Though,
yeah, but intent also isn't part of the. It wasn't part of the factors that you have to prove, so that probably wouldn't even get them anywhere. So yeah, keep it in your pants. You can and will get sued. They were like, oh no, this is crazy, but they were like, North Carolina.
You can and will get sued if you are in those states.
Yes, North Carolina is not playing. They want y'all to know if you mess with somebody else's spouse, you getting in trouble.
These are all like very white Christian states. I'm surprised South Carolina isn't on here.
Maybe they will be soon.
And Hawaii. I'm surprised Hawaii is on here.
Honestly, okay, so do you think they should get rid of the law because it's misogynistic? I don't think so.
I don't think...
Because this worked out for a woman today, in this case.
I think they should get rid of it. Because even though it sounds completely ridiculous and I would hate if it happened to me, sometimes people just meant to be with other fucking people. And, like, it just sucks that person just isn't the person that you're married to. Like,
get out the marriage, if you're not happy, leave. Don't do this whole rigmarole.
But I talk, like, the Braxtons, you know, like, what happened with their mom?
No.
So, Toni Braxton, Tamar Braxton, Tawanda, Trina, Tracy, rest her soul. Their mom and dad, the dad cheated on the mom with a friend of hers. Wow. Was like in this lady house or whatever. Slut. Mind you, she had already had 6 of her kids. But the woman that he cheated on her with, he is married to this day. And this happened back in, the 80s? And he's still married to this lady. And it's like, by all means, go and find the person who you are meant to be with.
But you don't gotta do all that.
Like, yeah, you had... I think the part that really sucks is like, it took you having 6 kids with me to like figure out that this other person was who you really wanted to be with and spend the rest of your life with, because they sure are spending the rest of their life with each other. It don't even
always work out that way, or that's not always what you could take from it. Because I have a friend.
I think unless somebody is a serial cheater. If somebody's a serial cheater,
serial cheaters.
Yeah, I think if somebody is a serial cheater, then it's different. But if it's like you never know who they really gonna be with until like, you know, death is knocking at that door and like they're old and gray or whatever. Yeah. But I mean, like, if this person is not a cheater, this is not something that they usually do, and love just took over them, then it's like, it's really unfair for. It's unfortunate. It really is unfortunate that somebody had to be the grunt of that situation. But it's like, when people love each other, it's just kind of like.
And I don't necessarily think it's this kind of love story that it's like, oh yeah, just because they had a relationship and when they were younger, I don't think this whole situation, I don't think this is a beautiful love story. Like, oh, they were just supposed to be together because they were each other's first love or anything like that. I think they not shit. I think. Yeah.
I think it absolutely was malicious on her part, but
I don't think anybody had good intentions with this.
I mean, because what came out was really, what's that word? Freaky. It was really freaky. It was really nasty.
It got real weird, real quick.
Yeah, but
you heard they had the kids giving them the wipes.
Now, I didn't hear nothing about kids. What was it with the kids?
So I guess they were making the Montague's kids give them wipes.
For what?
After, yeah. And she was making them call her mommy.
Oh my God.
She was making them call her mommy.
Oh yeah, you gotta lock that hoe up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Stoner.
Yeah.
She don't gotta die.
I don't know about
She
stoning.
don't gotta die. By the stoning.
She need to get them titties cut off.
Okay, we're gonna pose the question to y'all. What do y'all think? Should they get rid of the alienation of affection law?
I don't know. I can't gauge that response right now because I'm like, I feel like I'm on a case by case basis as of right now. Like if it's a serial cheater, then it has to be the third party. You would sue the third party, and if it's a serial cheater, then
you can't do it if they're a serial cheater.
Yeah, because it's like, are you gonna sue all 15, 20 women?
Yeah, you can't, and it won't even work.
Yeah, so I feel like if it's a situation where like people are it's just not in their character to be a cheater, but somehow they manage to cheat.
And honestly, like, this is a situation in which it's like, people gotta take accountability, and the court made them do that. I think sometimes accountability goes too far. Kayla Nicole.
What happened?
Her old tweets resurfaced, and then she sent out an apology after she made he wasn't man enough for me. What was she doing? No, that's the cat side.
Yeah.
Jeans commercial, not the Sydney Sweeney ones. She really is racist. That's crazy. But
yeah.
I thought it was a joke, but it's like, you're being weird.
Yeah, because like you won't just come out and say I'm not racist.
Yeah, she's like, I just love jeans.
Like when you're really standing, because there are a lot of white people out here who are racist, but for PR reasons, they're like, I'm not racist. The fact that she won't even say I'm not racist for PR reasons.
Yeah, she's like, I just love wearing jeans. I've always loved jeans.
Yeah, racist.
Anyway, but so Kayla Nicole came out. I'm pretty sure it was somebody on Taylor Swift's team. It was xenophobic, I guess, homophobic, all these kind of tweets that came out from 15 years ago. And she's 34.
She was 19.
19.
She was 19 at the time of the tweets.
Yes. What do you think about that? What do you think? What do you think? I'll let you know.
I mean, like she's a teenager. Like, I mean, they're absolutely doing it because I mean, she ate Taylor Swift ass up on Halloween. That's why they're doing it. So it's just like
she looked good in that video. Oh my gosh!
Looking for a 19-year-old girl's tweets is low hanging fruit.
Yeah,
low hanging.
And my whole thing is like, can you really hold somebody accountable for that stuff? Like
you cannot hold a 34-year-old woman.
How are you holding her
accountable? Yeah, because and you know what? Talk about holding for accountability. This isn't actually on the schedule to talk about, but people really holding accountability when it comes to online spaces is actually just non-existent, and it's really more so just like a public stoning when things resurface on the internet. Because Sierra from Love Island, I stand on this. She has had the worst experience. And I know people talk about how, Ace got the villain edit. Nobody got a worse experience than Sierra on that show and off the show. It has really been bad for her. And she came out and made, she just talked about like her anxiety and like everything that's been going on. And people were still in the comments being like, like Nicolandria. Somebody was like, just say that you saw the Harper's Bazaar cover with Alandria. And it's just like, maybe that is something that triggered it. But like, is that not something? Yeah. Is that not a valid thing to have triggered it? If you thought that you were really going to come out and have at least a decent time after the villa, and you came out being like the worst person ever, not because you really said something that really hurt a community, but because people didn't like you with this certain person because they wanted that person to be with somebody else. Yes. Her public stoning has been about something that is not actually what she should have been held accountable for. And it's just like, okay, the Asian community said that they were hurt by this. She said that, she cleared this up. She had done it previously. But no, it did not stop. Her public stoning did not stop there. And it has continued. Holding people accountable on social media is bullshit, and nobody actually knows what accountability is, and they don't know when to stop. And it's like it's fully okay for you to say, I don't know this person, but what I know about this person I don't like. But then do you have to get in their comments every single time and mess with this person about it? And it's just like, okay, she said this one thing, but your anger is not even coming from.
You don't want her accountable. Yeah, you want to hate her for the rest of her life.
You want to hate her, and it's fine. I'm a hater.
I'm a hater. Huda will never be cool with me.
Who?
Yeah, Huda.
Yeah,
y'all giving people out here giving her more quote unquote grace about the laughing on the phone thing.
I will always publicly stone her for that.
Yeah.
Like,
even before that, she sucked.
It
was only a matter of time.
But laughing at somebody saying like hard ER, oh, you get a public stoning from me forever, and I'm not gonna even comment. Just know that like my hate is just radiating towards you.
If I ever see her get a brand deal again, she shouldn't.
I don't want to ever see her again. Like,
you know who need to see her? Her kid. And maybe that's a maybe. Should she?
But it really is like, it is a public stoning, and if you feed into it, it'll always be something that you will have to apologize for. Like, I remember Kevin Hart said something before, and I think it resurfaced, and like he had to apologize for it again, and he pretty much was like, this is gonna be the last time that I apologize for this, because I came out with this 2 years ago, and I apologize for it. When you apologize for something publicly that people want you to be held accountable for, if you apologize for it, you'll never stop apologizing. Kayla Nicole should absolutely have not addressed it, because always
you know who didn't address something? Nick. That hashtag Chinese thing that he did, that's still to this day
he never addressed it, and it's never something that's brought up.
Exactly.
It's never. Everybody's just ignoring it, but had he addressed it, it would have just been always hanging over his head.
Yeah. So something else about influencers that has the conversation has been brought up. The government shutdown just ended. Y'all know it was the whole stuff going on with withholding SNAP benefits and all that other stuff. People are expressing that they are getting tired of seeing the rich influencer content, because people are struggling out here. There have been mass layoffs. Like, I think Verizon is about to do one. Yeah, so people are like, do I really want to see you go on this Chanel haul?
Chanel shopping spree, Hermes shopping spree, Dior shopping spree.
Yeah.
I think my main feelings about it is just that, you know, not everyone is poor. Not everyone is broke, and not everyone is struggling. And our frame of reference would be from the United States government, and there are people in countries who are doing very well. There are people in Italy who are enjoying American influencers content, and they like it, whatever. They want to continue to see the Hermes and the Chanel bags and the shopping sprees. I don't even really see it, because I feel like my TikTok is meant to be funny. But if I'm interested in it enough, then I will engage with it. I'll watch it. But I feel like if something is infuriating you, you got to scroll past it.
Yeah.
Because not everybody is your broke ass. Not everybody has their account in the overdraft. Like, some people are doing well. And I mean, that sucks. But like, some people have the credit to go and buy 1 or 2 Birkin bags, and they want to see that video.
I think that, I feel like maybe my answer would be different before, but I feel like working in policy and seeing like up close what all the policies and regulations and laws and stuff are doing to people, it just made me so like
disgusted.
Not even disgusted, but I'm just like so fatigued of like everything that's going on, but it's always in like the back of my mind. It's like, dang, this person can't eat, this person can't do this person. Like, hearing those stories up front. So when I see it, I scroll. Like, not all of them. If it was like a Marshall's haul, I would stay tuned for that. But people like having expansive displays of wealth, I'm just like, I wouldn't say I hate it, but I'm just like,
no, I definitely get where you're coming from, because I feel like you deal in very serious work, very life-changing work. And today I was sending off a email for a grant for Pathways, a nonprofit organization I'm a founder of, an alumni member of, for violence prevention in DC schools. While I'm listening to my coworkers talk about pickleball, and everything in me wanted to be like, find something better else to talk about. Like, find something meaningful. Find something meaningful to talk about. So I get it. Like, sometimes when you are dealing with like trying to make the world a better place, hearing people enjoy their lives is like, you just don't understand.
Right.
You don't understand. Like, people really out here going
like, people weren't able, a lot of people weren't able to eat this month. Because my line sister, she works at a college, and she was like seeing firsthand them not like receive their benefits, and people are like not eating and aren't able to like bathe and stuff like that. So it's like, I just think it's all about.
Have you seen that video of the man on the news being like, "Where's her mother? Where's her mother?" And I feel like
clip.
Yeah, and I feel like everyone's being funny about it, but
I do think it's funny.
She stole groceries. Let's be very clear.
Oh, I didn't know that.
When she stole a bag of groceries, she stole a bag of groceries. She stole some other things, but she stole a bag of groceries as well. Yeah. And it's like when we are in a time where the government is shut down, people aren't getting their SNAP benefits, and you hear about a 12-year-old girl, stealing a bag of groceries, the thought really isn't where is her mother at. I feel like I have more thoughts than where is her mother at. It's where's her mom? But maybe her mom out stealing groceries too. Exactly. Maybe this is a family affair.
You remember that Fantasia movie when she was trying to steal the diapers? Fantasia's biography.
I haven't watched it.
She was in it.
It's so long.
Yeah.
I thought she was. When you said stealing something, I thought about Precious stealing that chicken.
Oh I actually never watched Precious or Dreamgirls. I'm not watching Precious. I read the synopsis. I'm not watching that.
It's not as. Oh, the synopsis of the movie or the synopsis of the book?
Of the movie.
The book is so much worse.
Oh.
So much worse. I don't even
think...
By
Sapphire, what's it, Sapphire Blue or something?
Even season 1 of Law and Order wouldn't have been that bad. It's bad.
I'm good.
It's really bad. The fact that somebody wrote that down on paper is crazy.
It reminds me of those books, God Don't Like Ugly. Those books, they're really intense. They're like that, yeah. It's like 5 books. I was looking it up the other day because I read I think the first 3, but no, it's crazy.
I was gonna ask you, what are you gonna do during your break?
So during my break, I am
There's a right and wrong answer
watch
to this. Yep.
Real Housewives.
Yep. Yeah.
Not that a gun is underneath this table being pointed at me or anything. That's what I'm gonna do. What are you gonna do during your break?
I'm gonna work out.
Oh yeah, she did say that.
I'm going to work out. I'm going to continue to work on the podcast. I'm gonna really strategize. I'm gonna get deep in strategizing.
Yeah, I feel the same.
And then,
I feel like
I
this.
Also have some. I also need to fix out some personal affairs. I gotta start getting an apartment together. I also still am talking about getting into a ceramics class, and I found a place that I think will be best to sign up for the classes, because there's a place in Eastern Market that does it, but you have to do this try it class first. And I feel like as somebody that had a whole semester of a ceramics course, I shouldn't have to do a try it class. And then, but the try it classes are always sold out. They do them every weekend, and they only do 6 weekends at a time, and they sell out within minutes. So it's extremely hard to even get one to try to do the 10-week course after that. So I'm just going to sign up for a 10-week course at, I believe, District Klay Center. Okay. It is $400.
Everything over there is called District something. Yeah. Like District Candle Lab.
Where?
But what did you?
Oh, over by Eastern Market? Yeah.
Eastern? No, I was thinking of Union Market. Anyway. I feel like this first season is really us getting our footing doing our thing, and I feel like the second season is going to be building on the foundation.
You know whose podcast makes me feel really good about us doing our podcast and taking our time? Poor Minds, they make me feel really good, because if you go back to their first episode, they're in a room. I think they're in a room side by side, and then I think the next after the next year, they are in a sound studio, kind of like what we're in, but more meant for audio, like it's completely soundproofed. It's like black and red, and then like they've just continuously like moved up through the years, and they've been doing it for a long time. Yeah. So it just makes me feel really good about slowly adding things rather than like it doesn't have to be. It doesn't all have to be all together.
Yeah. No, I like that. You know, maybe people will come back and watch our old episodes and be like, "Oh my gosh, look where they started." Don't be trying to comb through these things, trying to find things to cancel us.
I know. I've said something this episode that could get me canceled.
we probably say a little something, but not like Sierra level canceled.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We can still go on Love Island.
I can't. You can't either.
All right.
This was a good episode.
It was a really good episode. I'm really proud of us. This is a great way to close until January.
Shout out to us.
When we come back, it'll be our 1 year anniversary.
Oh
yeah. I think we should set our date for our 1 year anniversary.
Yeah, we should. Yeah. Wait, to come out on that day or
maybe come out on that day. Yeah. Okay. I think the day is like January 22nd.
Okay. Yeah, we have time.
But yeah, guys, it's been so much fun. We'll see you in like 2 months. 2 or 3 months, like something like that.
Yeah, think of us.
Which is only like 4 episodes.
Yeah. Y'all be fine.
Yeah, y'all
got holiday stuff to do
right.
too. Y'all will be good. It's okay.
Hey, you'll see us on social media.
It's okay.
You'll see us on social media.
Yeah.
You don't have to miss us too hard.
Yeah. But you know where to find us.
Yeah. All right. For more Law and Order, check back with us. YouTube, Instagram. Catch us on TikTok.
And ask us questions.
Yes, ask us questions.
I'm going to have a new song for it by the time we get back.
We should have hopefully we have a theme song by the time we get back. Maybe not.
Probably not. Whatever. Yeah. But ask us questions.
All right, guys. Bye.